So imagine getting a chance to intern with Texas Instruments, which is one of the leading global semiconductor companies, earning a stipend of 75,000 each month for 2 months. And all you have to do is give an online assessment, and you also get a chance to visit their Bangalore office and participate in a cool hackathon through which you can earn prize money up to rupees 1.25 lakhs if you are the winner, and 1 lakh if you're the runner up, and 75,000 if you're at the third position. And post the internship, you can also get a chance to have a full time offer with Texas Instruments and get a CTC of 30 lakhs or more. So, if that sounds interesting, the Texas Instruments WiSE Hackathon is live. The applications are open, so you can just check out the link in the description. And we'll be discussing everything today. And we have with us Rishika Agarwal, who was the runner up for the TI WiSE Hackathon last year. Currently, she's a final year student at JP Institute of Information Technology. She also did an internship with Texas Instruments, which she was selected through by this hackathon, and also did an intern with Atlassian. And she's also been a NXP WIT scholar. So, welcome, Rishika. I hope this session would be useful to everyone.
Yeah, hi Amisha. Thanks for inviting me. I'm really happy and would like to share all the insights and in every question that you might have.
Why should someone participate in this hackathon? Why should someone even register?
You should not miss any kind of opportunity that you get. So Texas Instruments, as you all know, you have already described, is such a great company. And the hackathon itself is also very great. Since I have been a part of this, I would definitely advise you to participate. The people there, the culture of the Texas Instruments is very, very nice. So definitely participate and you will definitely get to learn a lot.
And also get an internship or a
And
PPO.
also get an internship, yeah.
Great opportunity. And I also realized there's no interview, which is, I think, great. Very minimal rounds. And if you get selected, then you get not only a hackathon, internship, and PPO, everything. So let's get to the second most important question. What is the eligibility for this hackathon?
So the eligibility criteria is basically for students pursuing engineering degree in computer science and information technology, electrical, electronics, communication or related fields. For the students graduating in 2028, second year bachelor students, first year master students or third year dual degree students. The minimum CGPA required is 7.5 and no active backlogs. And this is for female students. This is Women in Software Engineering Hackathon.
Okay. So WISE stands for Women in Software Engineering. I did not realize it. Post registration, I think the first round is online assessment. So can you tell me
Yeah.
how does it? What questions are asked and so on?
Like it was conducted on Hacker Earth for the online assessment. The online assessment had both kind of questions. It had DSA questions as well as MCQ questions. So DSA questions basically had, like, as far as I remember, was DP related questions, dynamic programming, and binary search related questions as well. There were two questions for DSA, two coding questions, and MCQs were related to like multiple things like aptitude based questions, Python input output questions, Java related question, OOPS related questions, and also some EC related topics like microcontrollers, microprocessors, and registers.
How long was the online assessment? And if you remember, how many questions you were able to solve?
I think I solved both the DSA questions and MCQs. I attempted all of them. I don't think there was any negative marking.
Okay, so in this case, like usually because if there's so much competition already, 4,800 people have registered, so you need to make sure that you're able to complete all the questions.
Yeah. And correctly, you have to answer them correctly. All your test cases should pass.
Okay, so this time the round one is online assessment will be on 2nd or 3rd of May, and the result will be released on 2nd or 3rd week of May. And also I'll be dropping some questions, like I'll just whatever questions I find from last year, I'll put them in the description. So coming to the round two, that will be in the 4th week of May. So that will be the hackathon round. So can you tell me like how many people were selected for that and how does it go?
Yeah, so let me tell you about the process we had last year. Around 10,000 people, 10,000 females registered for the hackathon, and around 60 were shortlisted. And after that, the groups of 15 teams were formed out of those 60 with 4 each. So since last year, we had both second year and third year girls participating. So each team consisted of 2 third year girls and 2 second year girls. So we had to like contact each other like through mail or anything, and then we had to form a WhatsApp group and decide. There were 3 themes to basically choose from, so we had to decide amongst ourselves which theme we are going to going to participate forward and build the prototype. After some time, we were assigned a mentor, like from the TI, one of the TI employees would be our mentor. They would be assigned to us, and we have to communicate. We will be given 1 week or so to build the MVP based on that theme. And during that phase, the mentors assigned would look for everything, like how is our team skills, how is our communication skills, how we are managing the building our MVP, what are the challenges we are facing, how we are doing everything, like team coordination especially.
So the interesting thing is that the team will be formed by them, and you don't have to
Yeah,
form the
random
team.
people they choose and form teams.
Okay, so that's very similar to how you actually work in a corporate company also. Do you want to also share like what you guys made?
Yeah, okay. So there were three themes basically. The first was related to AI. AI, in that, what you had to do is basically you have to derive insights from the data, what you do in basically data engineering roles and stuff. You have to derive some insight from the data and convert it into newsletters or dashboards, KPI sort of thing. And the second theme was related to developing an all-purpose mobile app for students. And the main features were related to security in that, like you had to focus most on the security aspect. And the third was theme was related to electronics. It was related to PCB designing and stuff. So mostly most of the themes went ahead with theme one and theme two. We took the theme two, and because I thought that theme 2 would have less competition, so we went ahead with making an app. So yeah, so the app, we decided on making an app. We implemented a lot of security features in that, like rate limiting and SQL injection prevention from all of these things, like cyber security stuff we will have to implement in that.
Was all done in 1 week.
Yeah, like most of the features, like what you can do, you should do. Like you are not expected to like deliver completely, because that is what you deliver on the final presentation. It's just that make a prototype that is working. You do not need to implement all the features, but you should have a clear idea of what you're going to do.
Okay, got it. So you have to think of an idea and think of all the features and just make a prototype and probably give a presentation of how
Yeah,
you
you
will.
have to give a presentation, prepare a PPT. Like after the 1 week period ends, they will conduct a presentation, like PPT round for all the teams. So yeah, that you have to make the PPT, and I would suggest that before going for that presentation round, all of the team should like practice once or twice. How would you like separate like which slides which member is going to present, and how are you going to present, and what all things are you going to keep in mind, and prepare some questions what they can ask, like how will you scale this, and what bugs are you going to face, and like some technical related questions also, because they asked me something related to Nginx, which I could not answer at that time. So make sure that you know everything that you have written in your PPT.
Okay, so if you just vibe code a solution, then they may ask,
Uh-huh.
okay, why are you using this
Yeah,
particular
yeah,
framework
and
and not some?
don't just write any sort of tech stack which you don't know. Like if you are just saying something read from Chat GPT and aren't able to explain that, so that would be a red flag.
Okay, got it. Okay. So that's great. And then finally, we come to the grand finale round where top
Yeah.
performing teams will be invited to the Texas Instruments on site in Bangalore, which is great.
And,
So can you tell me like how many teams were selected? Was it like all the members of the team were invited, or was it like some people were invited? How was it?
So there was a list of teams. I don't remember the exact count, but there was around 8 9 teams. So all members of those teams were invited to Bangalore, and there was also some special mention. For example, if a team could not like give the presentation nicely, and if a single person or a single girl had like very nice speaking skills and her contribution to the project was very good, so they also invited those 2 3 girls as a special mention to Bangalore for the on-site round, and they had to give their presentations alone, like what they have built and everything.
So for the actual grand finale, how was it? Like, did you guys work on the project? Did you give a presentation?
Yeah, so we went to Bangalore for just like 2 3 days. So we met each other for the very first time. So what we did was we came together and we just finalized some of the things that we had to do, and we basically prepared how we are going to give the presentation tomorrow, because really presentation matters a lot, because because the judges are really very knowledgeable, so they can ask you any kind of question. So I think that you should have a good presentation prepared. before. Your speaking skills should be good, the way you communicate really matters, and how are you able to explain the solution. Like for example, you can also have a video made or something like that, which basically shows some kind of feature if that takes a lot of time during a presentation.
I'm assuming everything was sponsored by them, right?
Yeah, everything was sponsored by them. Hotel stay, flights, and everything. We had a like 30,000 rupees something, and we had to like at the end we have to give them bills of what our expenses was, and they will pay us.
That's great. So five-star hotel, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah.
For the finale, you guys got the second, the runner-up. So any tips for that? Like,
Tips that only I would say that I felt that other teams also had good solutions. The thing was that they did not prepare well. For the other team of arts, the same theme, the other team which had the same theme as our, which were also building an app for the students, what they went during their presentation, they could not like give the presentation nicely. Their prototype wasn't even working, like something was not working, so they became very conscious during that time. And especially the features, they specifically mentioned that the main focus should be on the security aspect of the app, and they did not have much features related to the security aspect. And also like listen to your mentors what they are saying. If they have told you like focus on the problem statement very nicely, don't just add random features without like even if like they did was they added some AI related features, but the security aspect features which were specifically mentioned, they did not implement that.
so then what happened? Like, did you get internship directly, or did you have to give interview?
Yeah, like after some days, based on the evaluation done by all of the HRs and everyone, like our mentors, and how did they basically judged us throughout the hackathon. So they gave us internship based on that. They offered us summer internships for the next year.
So basically, the round three will happen second week of June this time, and if you get an internship, that will be like next year.
Yeah.
So okay, so pretty cool. I think it was we've covered everything, and you had just one online assessment and hackathon, and it was great. And I'm assuming you also got a PPO from
Yeah.
Texas Instruments. Okay, cool. So any final tips or anything that come to your mind?
Final tips would be prepare for online assessment well, because this is the place where most of the students get shortlisted. And I think that while building the prototype, main focus should be on the features specifically mentioned. Unless until you are completed with those themes of listed features, don't move on to the next features. Definitely you add some innovation of your own, but I would suggest that first complete and implement all those specifically mentioned features. Also be a good team player, communicate well, handle the team conflicts nicely, and they would also judge how do you manage your time. Like you might be having your exams going on during that time, or anything can happen, but you will have to manage everything and do it.
Yeah, exams, I think, because May 2nd and May like 3rd,
Yeah,
so it makes sense. Yeah, it's
yeah,
actually the end of May. I
yeah,
would also suggest they should change the timing because it's not really fair to judge people at that time. But again,
yeah.
thank you so much, Rishika, for your time and for sharing some great insights. And I am assuming this is like very few people have covered this. So hopefully this video will be helpful. And if you have not registered, register fast because the deadline is April end. So don't wait.